Hello everyone and welcome back to a Gran Turismo time trial where we're in that car right there. Yes, it's the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Group 4 car at Deep Forest Raceway. Now we are on racing hard tyres and I've put this as easy. Now some people don't like difficulty being in there, some people do, but I do think this is rather easy. You do need to brake early though, so keep that in mind. And the goal estimate, I put around a 135.4. That's based on my current optimum and I think there's not much more after my optimum, if I do say so myself. If you enjoy this video, as always, do give it a like and do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content here on the channel. But without further ado, we're going to jump into this one then, and let's get started on the start-finish straight. So obviously there's no brake balance change here, so it's just head towards turn one, and what we're looking for is on the right hand side. It's 100 board there, so you're going to brake just before you get to that as you go into turn one. Now you can go deep here and try and V it off because it's a long left-hander, or you can keep it tight. It's your choice, and there is an accelerating marker in this corner. So in this particular lap, I try and keep it as tight as possible. I could keep it a little bit tighter, but what I'm looking for on the exit is those two orange barriers there. Okay, it's an escape road. But essentially, if you look for those orange barriers, when they come on screen, start to accelerate. You can see I've started to accelerate right now, and the car should make it round the corner absolutely fine. Now, this car, you do rev to the limits, and when you do get to the top end, it does rotate a little bit, okay? So keep that in mind in terms of abusing the turn-in of the car as you leave the exit. Being in the top end of the revs will help. This right-hander on the left-hand side, you got the fences or soundproofing or whatever it is on the left-hand side. This isn't a brake marker, it's a turn-in marker. So if you turn in here, you're going to cut a lot of the inside, which is exactly what you want to do. You can drop to third gear like I do there. And then before you get to the concrete, so grass goes to concrete, you can see I've already started braking here. I dab the brakes, and what I want to do is actually abuse the concrete a little bit. I want to open up the right-hander here at Deep Forest. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. I'm going to hit the brakes, turn in, try and use as much of the left-hand side as possible. Don't use as much as I could there. And I'll drop to second gear as I go through the right-hander with a bit more braking in the middle of that one if you are struggling. So as we leave sector 1 and go into sector 2 here, you've got the concrete and the end of the curb. They are your brake markers for this right-hander. Now this one is one of those where you want to trail brake but not above 50%. I found that it did start to understeer a little bit. So what you're going to do here is start hitting the brake, and notice that I keep it under 50%. I let the car roll, and what I'm looking for on the exit is the red banner at the entrance of the tunnel. That's my accelerating marker on bumper cam. Now, as I was editing this, I had a look at chase cam. You can't see it, so what you're going to have to focus on is the tunnel entrance, which you can see there. You see the arm coat at the end there, and there's the tunnel entrance, and off we go. Be careful about cutting the track here on the inside. That can happen, so you do and will have to be careful there. As we get to this left-hander then, what we're looking for there is as the curb comes mostly into the circuit, that is your brake marker as you go into here. Now, I want you to do 90 miles an hour through this corner, or try and aim for that at least, okay? 90 miles an hour through this left-hander. If you drop below it, it's not too bad. I dropped to 89 there, but even so, 90 is the goal. Now, as we get onto the straight bit here, this corner, it's very easy to outbrake yourself, and it's a corner I did struggle a little bit on the pad, so it's better to brake early here, and that's why I put it as a tip in the intro for this video. So use the line there, the tarmac change, or the end of the fence there, and brake early, and let the car roll in. You can clip the grass on the inside, it will help you rotate a tiny bit. Use all of the exit curb. If you go over the exit curb, though, it will invalidate your lap, and now we can head towards the final corner then, or effectively the final corner, the final braking zone, should we say. So that is my best set to 2 I did the entire time I did this time trial. That was an unbelievable set to 2, so hopefully it helps you. Right, the final corner then. On the right-hand side, you've got the camera structure there. You don't really need to use that in this particular car, but what I would advise you use is the catch fencer as it starts. So the most left yellow square there. That is your brake marker for this final corner. Again, very easy to outbrake yourself for this corner. You don't want to do that. And we're going to drop down to first gear as we go into the corner. Now, you start accelerating a little bit. It will rotate and then go up to second gear, okay? If you do it in second gear, it'll just understeer on exit. Remember, high revs, this car requires high revs. So as you rotate the car in first gear, it'll rotate a little bit more because you then hit the peak of the power, and then you go to second gear, and then you can accelerate away absolutely fine. Don't stay in first gear because you'll hit the limiter, and you may also suffer extreme oversteer. You get the line there, that's a 33.0, currently ranked 1, as we jump now to the pad lap then. So remember, the 100 board is your brake marker. As we come into here, look for the orange barriers, there they are, we start accelerating. The exact same markers here on the pad, as it is on the wheel. I'm actually chasing my own ghost here as well. As we go up here, the fence on the left-hand side, we turn in, we drop to third gear, there we go. Accelerate just before the concrete there, we brake, turn in, and then drop to second gear, and again, just slowing the car down progressively through those. As we go to this right-hander then, we're looking to slow the car down no bigger than 50% on the braking then, as we continue on through here. Be careful about cutting on the left-hand side. As the curb protrudes into the circuit, we're going to hit the brakes, turn in. I actually managed to maintain better speed on the pad than I did on the wheel for that one. At the start of the bridge there is our brake marker, we turn in. Again, I struggled a lot on the pad on this particular corner, so if you're going to focus on any corner on the pad, or you're struggling on the pad to get the goal time, focus on that corner there. There's loads of time in it, if I'm honest with you, and it's where I couldn't beat my own lap that I did on the wheel. It really was the corner that made or broke a lap, essentially. As we get towards the final corner there, now we're ignoring the camera. We're looking for the catch fence there. Hard on the brakes and first gear as we go into here. Start accelerating early, then up into second gear and continue on out of there. Now this pad lap is a 0.5, I think it is. Pad can easily get into the low 33s as well. Remember, I only use a pad once a week doing this video, and you can see the mileage down in the left-hand side, 16 miles. This is the 6th lap I've done. I don't do that much on the pad, but it's just to show you it is possible as I get a 33.5, well within the gold estimate that I've said. What we'll do now is jump to chase cam. So remember, the 100 board is your brake marker for turn 1, and we're looking for the orange painted barrier. There it is. ABS is on default for those wondering. With that setting, ABS is on default as we go up here. So remember, we are revving the car, looking for the fence left hand side, turn in, third gear, accelerate through the corner before the concrete, hit the brakes, turn over. Now you can use more of the left hand side. You can actually hit the bumps quite right and actually really open up this corner. So there are 0.0s available in sector 1 for the aliens if you are watching this. Look for the tunnel entrance there, or the red sign on bumper cam, and that helps you out. Notice there we do not cross the white line with all 4 wheels, so we're absolutely fine there in terms of track limits. Through here we go, maintain 90 miles an hour if you can, and then the start of the bridge here, hit the brakes, turn in. You can clip the grass, great, because it will rotate you that tiny bit, and you can see there I stayed on the curb so it doesn't invalidate the lap. Some people no doubt will say, oh Tidge, I did the same line and got invalidated. No you didn't, because I've just shown you the track limits there and what works and what doesn't work. We're going to head towards the final corner then. Remember, don't use the camera structure. Use the catch fence before the 100 on the right-hand side. Where is it? There's the 200, 150. There it is. Hit the brakes as we go onto the brakes. Turn in first gear. Start accelerating as early as you can. Then up to second gear we go. We leave the corner. Again, track limits is an issue there on the exit. And we're going to head towards the line. I say I do feel this is an easier goal to get. Some of you may find it difficult, and this is just my opinion. I will say if it's an easy or hard goal, it is what it is. If you find it difficult, that's just because we have different driving styles, and that's all it is. Like, some people will find this very easy as well. Like some people found the Lambo easy last week, and others will have found it difficult. That is going to be it for this video. Again, the key things here: rev the car, use the high revs to rotate the car a little bit, and brake early where necessary. Don't outbrake yourself, and you should get gold absolutely fine. That is going to be it for this video, folks. I do hope you have enjoyed it. As always, if you have, do give it a like and do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content here. Time trial guides every single week, as well as weekly race guides, races, live streams, the works. Last week's time trial guide is there for you, or another video. If you want to check out another video on the channel, it's also there. Do check out those partners down below in the description. I appreciate the support, and if you use those links and codes, they do help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching, as always, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.